Good morning, St. Louis. It is 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning, so y'all know what time it is. It's time for the St. Louis Hustle Podcast with your boy Cortez Hustle and my girl Michelle A. And today we've got a very special guest that's going to come and talk to us about developing the mindset of a winner. Mr. Seth Miller is going to be with us, sitting in for the duration of the whole show. So we're excited about that. So do me a favor, go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. If you like a free business shout out, and we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Let's do it.
Growing up in St. Louis has never been easy, and most say if you want to succeed here, that you must leave and put down roots somewhere else because of the strong crabs in a barrel mentality here.
I don't know if I'm just an optimistic person, but to see people like Chuck Berry and Nelly make it in the music industry, or the Roberts brothers and Dave Stewart in business, or William Lacey Clay Jr. in politics, can we blame the city, or is it that people just aren't hungry enough?
We're talking to all of the movers and shakers in this town, from entertainers to politicians, social activists and organizers, and of course, entrepreneurs.
Is there a curse on this city that holds people back? Is there an unseen hand that decides who makes it and who doesn't? You're about to find out.
Welcome to St. Louis Hustle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast this morning. Myself, Cortez Hustle, and Michelle A. are in the building, coming to you live and direct from the Monetize My Life studios here in St. Louis, Missouri, where, ladies and gentlemen, if you are trying to figure out how to build a bigger, bolder, more robust brand and incorporate the internet and social media, you might want to check out the Monetize My Life Academy, the premier digital marketing mastermind for entrepreneurs trying to build brands online. Just go to monetizemylifeacademy.com. Plan starting at just $10 per month. It is great. And we had a wonderful mastermind last night where we talked all about building your tribe. So those are the kind of things that we kick it about in the mastermind. So go check it out. Also comment the name of your business and or your brand and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, so that you don't just hoard this information. Shelley,
man, what's up? Man, the weekend was it was okay. Didn't do a whole lot. It rained. I can't stand the rain. It rained, so that kind of kept me in or whatnot. It was so fast. Wait, I know I did something. What did I do? Oh, well, I don't know. This is so much as what I did, but I discovered. Right. And I'm hoping that we haven't discussed this already. Have we discussed cauliflower yet?
Nah, you didn't.
Well, let me tell you something. See, who knew that cauliflower was man-made? I didn't know that. I did not know that. Mr. Wonderful shared that with me over the weekend. It was like, that's man-made. You know what? Why don't you hush, drink killer? Let me think I'm being healthy. It's not really all that healthy. It's not really a lot of nutrients in that. I don't need that in my life right now because I'm feeling good about eating clean, trying to eat plant-based, except for the bacon I just finished. Pray for the saints. I was feeling good about myself, and you come along with the foolishness.
Yeah. Dreams still are everywhere. You got to be careful, man.
Thank you. You got to be careful. Let me live. Cauliflower was a real vegetable to me. That's my weekend. Okay. So these COVID numbers though, right? Yeah. So here we go. I'm all over the place this morning. The St. Louis University SLU Hospital reported first time and ever since last year when COVID started, no COVID patients in that wing of the hospital. I think that's.
And then no new ones came in, or
no new ones came in.
All the ones out too.
They got all the ones out. They were just like, because they had like a special report. They ain't had nobody in the COVID beds. I was like, well, look at go. Okay. Now I don't know if they're. I think that maybe was the unit where they had all the respiratory people at. Maybe that was that area. Because I can't imagine that all of them just disappeared. But still, it's good news.
I can actually imagine that. The conspiracy theorist in me can actually imagine Hey, we had 600,000 people with COVID in our wings, and now, poof, they're gone.
We done missed the rapture. No, Lord, no. People be sick. Oh, Lord, no. Say it ain't so. So our numbers are really we only jumped a little. Last week we're at 520,000. We're at 575,000. Illinois, they inched up. Illinois, that's what I'm discovering about Illinois. And our guest is from Illinois, so I'm hoping that I don't step on no toes. Sorry, but right now I'm doing a 2-step on them probably. Illinois, they either gonna do real good or they're gonna do real bad, but they some overachievers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If it's bad, they going all the way. Yeah. But if it's good, they going all the way as well. So their numbers
Illinois is the kid who says, hell, if I'm gonna get a whooping, I might as well have some fun.
Let me go ahead and just Illinois.
I done missed curfew. Shoot, I might as well not come home till the morning then.
Look, Illinois is an employee that's gonna get fired. I'm gonna get fired. Line them up. It's going down. I'm smacking everybody on the way out the door. That's who Illinois is. So, their numbers just barely ticked up. Not even, I want to say maybe 1,000, if that. Not even that much. So, overall, keep wearing your mask. Keep getting vaccinated. Ooh.
Maybe.
I haven't done it yet. But y'all do it. Let me know how it work out. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. I'm gonna cheer you on the sideline. Like, yeah, vaccination.
Yeah. Let me tell you about being a micro conspiracy theorist, right? You're right, because I'm kind of there, but I'm not there. But what happens when you just a little bit there? You start having children, and those children go all the way there. So my son was over the other day, and he was like, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Yeah, he passed. I'm like, he sure did, man. That's sad. Yeah, right after he got that vaccine. Oh, here we go. Yeah, and see, just like Hank Aaron. And he just went on and on.
Oh, you start naming. Never mind, Hank Aaron was 1,000,000 years old. We ain't gonna count that.
we ain't gonna count that. It was just
was the vaccine.
100%. But nevertheless, we always kick the show off with a Michelle A word of the day right here on the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. So give it to the people, Chef.
Boom. So kind of excited about this word. The A word of the day for today, people, is accountability. I wish we had like bells and whistles and fireworks to go off, right? So accountability, man, if you know me like you know me, I'm the queen of accountability. Right? You ain't got to tap me on my shoulder, be like, hey, got us. No. I'm gonna go tell, hey, I did it. That was me all day. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna go tell it myself. So as I was diving into the word, just wanted to come right out the box. Definition of accountability: the fact or condition of being accountable, or an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for one's own actions. Okay. So this is my own personal about it. Accountability is kind of like a gift you give yourself, right? But it increases the relationships in your life. It increases your professional relationships as well as your business your personal as well as your business. The more accountable you are, the more people will trust you. They'll want to work with you. They want to be around you. When you're not accountable, the person that's not being accountable, sometimes they're the last ones to know, but other people pick up on it. And we don't want to be around that foolishness. I'm gonna give you the look. We don't want to be around that foolishness, just simply because we know that when something goes down, you're not stepping up, and that's kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? It's accountability is a sign of maturity, both I think in the regular world as well as spiritually. It's a sign of maturity. What does the Bible say? I'm glad you asked. What the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 11:28, let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of the bread and drink of the cup, right? From that standpoint, being accountable before you take communion, to say, hey, before I do, let me think about what I did. I did do that. I did do that. Having that opportunity to just say, okay, Lord, please forgive me for these things that I've done, yada, 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 then do it. But the Bible basically is saying, be accountable, man. Be accountable. Examine yourself, So a couple quick things, and we're going to wrap up the A word of the day. Sometimes people have blind spots. They don't know when they're not being accountable. So I got a couple questions for you that'll help you figure it out. If you always right in every situation that you encounter, you might have a problem with accountability. If let me see, it's always somebody else's fault. You might have a problem with accountability. If you show up on the scene and it wasn't me, but you know it really was you. If you got an excuse for everything, I did it, but here's why I did it. You might have a problem with accountability. Man, I'm excited. Our guest, coincidentally, is going to come on to talk about many, many things. All of the components of being a winner and accountability folds into that. So I'm excited to hear what he's got to say on accountability. We're going to get some tips. Somebody going to get set free today.
That's right.
Somebody going to get set free. So that's been your A word of the day. Accountability, people. Boom.
Get you some, right?
Get some.
Right. Don't got milk, got accountability.
Right. Exactly. Need to be a t-shirt with question mark. There it is.
Welcome. All right, cool. So let's see. We got Blackberry Charisma. She wrote Global in the building. Y'all shout out y'all names of y'all businesses and or y'all brands. I try to tell y'all don't understand. There's a couple 100,000 people that follow this page and this program, and you never know who might want to connect with you based on a simple business shout out. And this is the other thing. If you ain't shouting you out, I don't know who the heck is. So
thank you.
Shout out to business and or your brand. Just don't post any links, and I would love to give you a free business shout out. But we're gonna move this program right along and bring to the forefront our guest, Mr. Seth, the speaker. Miller is an author, distinguished military vet, and he is serious about you developing your ability to think critically, to think like a winner. So is that you, Michelle? Hey.
Sorry, my phone.
Listen, you know, messed up my whole introduction of the good brother. Now I'm just gonna go read the bio. Seth Miller is a retired 20-year plus Air Force veteran that was assigned to the innovation cell as the manager of innovation ecosystems development at Scott Air Force Base, Illinois. Right. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're kidding, but this guy is very serious. He is serious about his ish. So let's bring to the show Mr. Seth, the speaker, Miller. How you doing, good brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, St. Louis.
Good morning, and welcome to the show. Glad to have you.
Yes.
So as we dive in, man, I guess since somebody botched up your intro, you might just need to tell everybody who the heck is Seth Miller.
Oh, brother. Well, no, it was okay. It's okay. You know what? I'm just a brother, man.
No, it was not okay, Seth. No. We're here talking about accountability, brother. This is accountable for that, brother.
No, it's
so that's the A word of the day on accountability, brother. It is not okay, Seth.
It wasn't my fault. It was accident. My phone value was up, and excuse me, sir.
See that? Look, that accountability, right? But no, so yeah, like you said, retired vet, but that's not even the part of it, right? The part of it is being able to know who I am as a man first, right? And being able to celebrate the things that I have done and things that I haven't done and the reasons why, you see, and that's pretty much it, right? I'm originally from the east side of Detroit, Michigan. And the reason why I'm here is because of the military. Bought a home over here in Illinois. And I love the area, love the vibe, love the people. But as far as me being a man, father, and a husband, I have to exude a certain level of standard and accountability. And in order to expect individuals to do that, I have to hold myself accountable first. Good, bad, and ugly.
Absolutely. And I like to talk to military vets, because one thing that I know that, and I don't know if our listeners know, but 60+% of all Fortune 500 companies are run by people with military background. And I think it has a lot to do with the discipline. So going into the service, were you already that disciplined guy, or was that something that they added to the fold? Because I got a 19-year-old Seth, and he might be on his way, brother, for that very reason. Get away from around here, man, and go let somebody be some discipline
Right.
in you. But was that something that you already had, or was that something that they added? Because I know they add a lot of good characters in, and I'm not 100% for sending your kids that direction. If they want to go, they go. But I know some good things come out of it. So I always ask everybody that I know in the military, were you disciplined before you got there, or was that something that they helped you with, making up your bed, all that kind of stuff? Talk to us about that.
Oh man, that's an awesome question. Well, I would say that has it been there? Of course, and I think it's in all of us. But what the military did was help cultivate it more. You get what I mean? So an individual won't be able to, I guess, motivate you. They can inspire you, but you have to motivate yourself. So I would say that through my lifestyle and the things that I was able to accomplish is because I had to humble myself and say, all right, if I want something different, I have to do something different. And to Michelle, what you said earlier was very, very important. If you know everything, can't nobody teach you anything. See? So I had to be able to say, all right, I don't know it all. And but I want to know as much as I can. In order to do that, I had to use this acronym that's in my book is WAIT. Okay. And that stands for why am I talking? You see? And like you guys heard all before, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So if you shut this part up and start listening, you can see that individuals are trying to help you be the best version of yourself. And sometimes those individuals don't look like you and they might not like you, but there's tools that they are giving you that you can use to help transcend. So I believe that's what it's about, man. I think that's what it's about.
So I have a question for you, Seth. So going into the military, was that when you were you able to identify what you needed or what drove you towards the military? Did you go in thinking one thing and come out with all this enlightenment, or did you go in with a plan like I'm going in and I'm coming out as Seth Miller?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I went in, I went in just wanted to get away from Detroit and see something different. I realized that being slightly precocious, that at my age, there was individuals that, that was my age that I didn't connect with. But I also connected with individuals that was older than me, just more, mentally. So I was like, okay, I just don't fit right now. And I knew the road, where the road would go if I kept doing the things that I was doing in Detroit. But I also knew that I had a certain level of standard that I wanted to put myself in. Didn't know what was going to happen after that, but I welcomed it, if that makes sense.
I love it, man. And I always say that these 3 words are killing you, and you alluded to it. And like Stevie Wonder, these 3 words, right? And I'm not talking about I love you. These 3 words that are killing you, I already know.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, man. So you hit the nail on the head there, brother. Being open to learn, to change, to growth. As you walked that road through the military, and I know you did 20 years, still relatively young, strapping young man, so I know you could have put in more time. What was the thought process when you got to that 20-year mark? I know that's a significant mark in the military. You can kind of make that decision whether you want to keep this career thing going or make the exit. What was the mindset and the decision-making process to say, okay, this part of the Seth book chapter ends and I'm getting ready to go into this next chapter in my life?
Well, brother, that's another good question. I think for me was I realized that I was outgrowing a situation. You understand? And then not just that, the organization or what I was doing was no longer fun. And then, like you said, to your point, I could have continued to go on, but then for myself, I had to have that come to Jesus meeting and say, hey, if you do another year, who are you doing it for? right? Meaning those the individuals that's in my family and those that look up to me or want the best version of me, am I able to still give them the best version of me, or am I doing this self-serving because I want to show other people that I can make it? And then that was the identifier when I said, okay, it's time to take this off and put me back on. Keep in mind, I came into the military as at 18 years old, so I did not really know who I was as a man without the military. So it was time for me to be who I was and who I am without having to have a rank or a title behind me, but to create it and then to grow in it and then to help more individuals that way.
So let me just squeeze in here a little bit. So with that in mind, I guess a two-part question. When you were in the military, did you start down the pathway to, I guess, public speaking or mentoring or that kind of, or coaching? Did you start down the road while you were in, which I kind of guess to a degree when I'm sure you had status in the military being in that long. So I'm sure that was a natural byproduct of being in. But when you exited, sometimes getting back to regular life or society, dare I call it that, sometimes vets have a little bit of a tricky time. Did you start down that road prior, and did you have a hard time adjusting when you came home based on what you wanted to do or what you thought you wanted to do?
Okay, no, that's another good question. I would say in the military, you can do one of two things. You can either become a better version of you, or you can become a better version of someone else. So I realized when I came in, I was able to connect and to articulate myself a certain way, but I utilized the things that the military taught me to do it better. And I'm a lover of people and wanting to see the best out of individuals. So I had the ability to help encourage folks. Again, it's not about what they do after I tell them. It's about me being able to give them the truth. And a lot of times that truth is ugly, but life is ugly, you see? And so by being able to do that and transition out the military, it gave me the opportunity to do it in a more authentic way, meaning that I was doing it because I want to do it, not because I have to do it. And it's expected for me to do based off of my position, you see?
Okay. Yeah. So it came from a genuine place.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, love it, love it, love it. Well, thanks so much for your service, brother. I sometimes you guys don't often get told thank you enough because of brothers like you. This whole free enterprise world exists that I get to participate and play in and pursue my dreams and my goals. So I thank you. I've got a story about almost being a Marine, but we'll say that for another time. I was almost a Marine. I was sworn in and everything. Had a doggone traffic ticket. That held me up. They was like, hey, brother, you wanted in several counties. You can't go to the doggone military with this stuff in your bag. I was like, well, how y'all swore me in? And how y'all missed that? I mean, I had to shave my head and everything. It was going down. I had started doing push-ups and running and stuff. I was getting ready.
You can get your Rocky on going up steps and everything.
I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you. So you got out, bro, and it sounds like you had a plan even from day one. It's like, okay, this helping, encouraging, and transforming people's lives is something that I see myself doing for the rest of my life. Because it's kind of like you said, that stopped being fun for you, but that component seems like, okay, this is what is fun. Helping people to transform. What was the first thing that you kind of did down that pathway to set yourself up to become Seth the Speaker?
Okay, let me see. Well, first let me backtrack. When I came in, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I first came in at the age of 18, right? But throughout my years of the military, I had about 8 or 9 different jobs. However, it was the opportunity to become a master resilience coach, right? And a trainer that I was able to use and to learn how to connect the things that we go through every day and use that in order to build resistance and to come back from adversity. And when I understood that, that mechanic and being utilizing opportunities to do more of that, I said, wow, that's what I want to do when I grow up. So I started to put a lot of energy into that and really helping other people help themselves. And then that's when my life and everything else started to truly change, because I knew that I had a passion in it, but I did not know what it was, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. And I think we really have to be careful as adults when we're dealing with our young people, because we have this thing, and I do it myself. I'm guilty. My oldest son will be 29 years old this year. And because of, boy, listen, lady.
I was just trying to interact. I was just trying to interact with our people, and my phone apparently is not my friend today. I won't touch it no more.
Yeah, it's jumping on you.
You won't touch it.
I won't touch it. Hands off.
Yeah, start reaching for that phone. Get your be still.
I won't reach around and get it no more. I won't reach around and get it. My apologies. Accountability. Seth, Mr. Miller, I apologize.
All right.
There you go.
I'm refocused. It's all about you. I was just trying to multitask.
Stop blaming your phone. Stop blaming your phone and be accountable. But it was you, Michelle. It wasn't the phone. It was you.
That's not fair. That's not my fault. You're taking his side.
So, but when we're dealing with our young people, and because of traditionalism, we have this thing where we are expecting our children and our young people to have it all together at 18, at 25, at 29, and I'm 46 and I don't got it all together. So why am I trying to shame my son for not having clear direction? So I love that you had those 8 or 9 different jobs, because I think there should be a conversation around letting that child experiment and not shaming them. But when they change jobs 2-3 times, we get all up in them like, listen, you need to get your stuff together.
Sit down somewhere,
right. Get somewhere, sit down.
Yeah. So talk more about, okay, now that you've identified, like, this is the passion, because we'll all go through that. Some will find it sooner than later. And I think the more we give our children permission to experiment and stop pigeonholing them into what we want them to do, especially living vicariously through them, saying, hey, I didn't make it here, but you got my genes, so I'm going to make sure you make it there. No, letting them experiment. But now that you found it and you identified and you say, okay, this is what I want to do when I grow up. So even when I leave the military, I can see myself in this space. Was there a transition from regimented military job to entrepreneur? Okay, this is what I'm doing, but to do it for myself is a different thing. So what was that transition like for you?
Okay, cool. Well, look, I do want to touch on something, man, that you brought up as far as our children. Like, I have a daughter, right? 10 years old. She looks pretty much like me, regardless of what her mother says. However, what I had to understand was that our kids are not mini me's or mini us's. You know what I'm saying? Because they look like us, that don't mean that they have our genes, right? And they may have little bits and parts of us, but they have a lot of themselves in it. So it's important for us to sit back, marinate, watch them. Don't let them crush, let them fall, let them hurt themselves, but don't let them crush themselves. And being able to, sit back and watch them be them, authentically. And so what I'll say about that is, and I talk about it too in the book, is it's POP. It's an acronym, right? POP. And it originated from what individuals call soda. Here we call pop, right? In Detroit or in upper Midwest. And it stands for your passion, opportunity, and purpose. So when I found out, or not even found out, gave myself, ladies and gentlemen and family, permission to know what my passion was instead of waiting for somebody else to give me a passion. And when I start walking in my own passion, I start to see different opportunities, and we see opportunities for ourselves every day. But the reason why we don't take them is A, because of doubt, B, because of somebody else's expectations of us, or C, because of just straight up fear. So, but when you start walking in your passion and you see these opportunities, and then when you grab a hold of those opportunities, that's when you will walk into your purpose. And so that's all it was for me. And honestly, I would also like to say that it's not that hard. It's not hard. As soon as you start doing what you want to do instead of what you have to do, or instead of saying you don't have time but make time, because chances are you make time for the mess that you want anyway. What about making time for what you really want? Instead of saying you don't have time, no, you got time. Maybe you're spending too much time on the frivolous things of life instead of investing in yourself, and then you will start to see your purpose. So that's what it was for me. That's what it was for me. Just opportunities, and seeing the opportunities and grabbing a hold of them because it was in line with my passion. And then I also talk about when you switch around those letters, the POP, and switch them up to OPP, right? It becomes other people's passions. You see, and you're going to do what? Be working for somebody else and paying them while they are living their best life, right? So why don't you do what you can do for yourself? That's all.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. So I know Michelle wants to jump in, but before we do that, we're going to take this quick commercial break. So you guys make sure you keep it locked right here.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Seth with the Lion's Den. Are you or someone you know looking for a tool to help them be more accountable? Check out the Black Collar Mindset, the Art of Strategic Thinking. It's a manual to help maneuver through life strategically by holding yourself accountable every step of the way. Go to theblackcollarmindset.com to grab your copy today. Again, the website is theblackcollarmindset.com. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Let's get it together.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. That's my girl, Michelle A. And we're listening to and learning from our special guest today, Seth, the speaker, Miller, author of Black Collar Mindset. Michelle wanted to ask a question before we went to break, but go ahead, sis.
Yeah. So I was just, I was like, I didn't know his commercial was coming up. I was like, come on, commercial. Okay. Thought he was for the place for smooth jazz. I was like, is this Doc Winner? Okay. Focus. So when you talked about your pop method, which I'm originally from LA, and that whole pop thing just messes me up because it's called soda, people. Soda.
No.
Anyway.
Tupelo born, Mississippi is pop. I'm with you there. I'm with you.
Hey, don't go too south. Everything is Coke then.
Right. Okay.
You gonna get your Coke? Yeah. No,
don't crack the can on that.
Yeah.
Right. Whole other topic. So when you talked about passion, opportunity, and purpose, totally love that, because that's that drives me. So where I wanted to go with that was when you hit a little bit on other people wanting your kids to kind of be what you were, living vicariously through your kids, how they're made up of us, but they shouldn't try to be us. Went through that with my girls. I got two girls, 23 and 26, and they almost kind of tried to morph me a little bit, being that we was all three on the same job for about 3 years. It's like, bring your kids to day work never ended. I was like, well, I keep waking up in this life. However, once they began to branch off, because they were following in my footsteps. I've been in my company for over 20 years, and they were trying to do that, but they weren't being authentically who they were supposed to be. Right. And so it took me continually encouraging them, don't be me. You can be similar, but go do this. And you're young, you have no kids. And, if you want to try a million different careers, you can do that. Like you can do that to narrow down. They knew what their passions were. They just had narrowed down purpose. Right. So in that, how did you run up against people that wanted you to be something else as opposed to kind of where you landed? Like, did mom say, baby, go play football? Or did was there anything that was competing in your life?
That's a great question.
I know, right?
I think, yes, to answer your question, yes. And I
Okay.
believe those individuals, are there for a reason.
Okay,
Right?
nice.
They're there for a reason because in a way, they're there to see how bad do you really want it. Because if someone else can come left and right to knock you off your square, it's like, okay, you really didn't want it anyway. Bet. You see what I'm saying? But you have to be able to stand firm and stand true to what you want to do. And realize this, family, there's people out there that have never done the things that you want to do. So what they would do is they would impose their own fears that they have for themselves on you. And then based off of who they are in your life, and shout out to all the big mamas and the grandmamas and granddaddies out there, but the life that we're living right now is not the life that they lived back in the day. So we have more opportunities and technology and everything to go through things quicker, more efficient, right? And we can fall and fail faster, right? And recover. So when individuals come or have came into my life, say, you know what, you really should do this. I say, okay, that's what's up. What that does is let me know that they see something, which is cool, but I need to see this. And also too, it's very important to realize that not everybody in your boat is rowing. You understand?
Come on.
So
all right.
if they're not rowing, then you got one or two things. You either need to keep rowing harder to compensate for that lack, or knock them on over, right? Overboard, right on. And so that is our responsibility, because if we see our destination, we can't worry about this nut in the boat. Now, they're there for a reason, but their reason may not be to row. They may be there to help navigate. They may be there to help you with the maintenance of your boat, but you cannot put individuals in your life that they're not meant to be at, meaning some individuals need to be compartmentalized. So to answer your question, when individuals do come at me or say what I should do, I say, okay, I see them and I listen to them. I still listen. I don't digest it. I listen to them, but then I know that I have to put this person over here when I need them. You have to compartmentalize them.
That's so big.
It would detract you from your goal.
That's so big, and I had to get so excited, Cortez. You already know, like when you hit the nugget, I'm getting excited about it. Because what you just said, shout outs to all the big mamas, all of that, and all the grandmamas and grandpappies. But I went through that exact same thing with my mother as a child. She told me they don't put folks like us on TV. And I've told this story a million times. And she imposed her fears on me because I was an overweight child and she was an overweight parent. And she tried to be in the singing group when she was a teenager, and she got discriminated against because she was heavier. And so when I start talking this, I want to be on TV stuff, baby, they don't do that. Baby, let's go be a doctor, be a nurse, be a school teacher. Don't do that. And that stayed with me. Now, did my mama not want me to succeed? No, she was a loving mother. She wanted me to succeed, but she imposed that fear of her experience onto me. Absolutely. And had I listened, and it's funny because even as a child, I did what you just said. I was like, oh, okay, I'm being TV. Oh, okay, you don't understand. Yeah, maybe you don't know what I know at 7, but I know something at 7. That's where I'm gonna be. And it's really, really something. And I think having the awareness to be able to identify and separate, right? Absolutely. We know our parents love us. We know they love us. They want the best for us. But if you're at an age where you can logically chase a dream and take care of yourself, chase a dream.
That's right.
Chase it, because sometimes the people in our lives will impose their will. They will impose their fear and every other kind of generational curses in their background. They will put that on you. Your current, pull it right out their past, dust that sucker off, and put it in your present.
You know what?
It doesn't have to be.
You're so right about that. And also, what I would like to add is that the individuals that's listening right now, regardless of what your child is doing, understand that you're going to love them. They're going to love you. And instead of telling them what they shouldn't do, listen to what they want to do. Ask them, hey, what do you want to do? Right. And then be a listening ear instead of a dictator or a authoritative individual say, well, you should do this, should do that. Well, the question is, and what I will come back around with is, how did it work for you? Oh,
Right.
watch out. Because look, chances are you probably didn't do it anyway. What you did was you heard somebody that did something that halfway did something and didn't do nothing. They had a missing leg. So that's why they didn't do it. Look, I'm a totally different individual with my legs and my health and my mental status. You feel me? So just say, hey, baby, I love you. Do the best that you can.
Not while I was drinking. Not while I was drinking, Seth.
But you get what I'm saying. So that's what we are afraid of doing, is letting individuals grow and be great. And one last point too, Cortez, because I want you to get to your point. Thing is that individuals have their own dreams for a reason. It's theirs. It's not yours. So if I wake up in the middle of the night saying, oh man, I just have this thought, I need to go work in that. No one should be able to say, well, why you want to go do that? Well, you should do this. Well, look, this was my dream. It wasn't a tag team effort.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm not really asking for your permission.
Come on.
I'm giving you situation awareness, but I need to do this for me. I was the one woken up out of that, you see? But go ahead, brother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think two things. We definitely, that's a huge thing. And we can't get mad at the child for not knowing what they want to do, right? Because this dream today is going to be a different dream tomorrow. It's going to be a different dream 2 weeks from now. And you just got to let that maturation process happen. It's like they're going to find something. And then what we don't realize is that we can never connect the dots looking forward. We can only connect them looking back. And when they do figure out that thing, guess what? All of those little things that they tried play a part in the success of that
process.
Right. And another thing is the belief, man. You're right, Seth. Listen, it was my dream. The good book says all things are possible for him that believe.
Yes,
it didn't say all things are possible for him and his mama who believe.
That's right.
Him and his girlfriend who believe. Him who's got a bunch of homeboys who believe.
Come on,
but one person required to believe. And that's me.
That's right.
So I love that, brother. And I know I want to really get into this this art of strategic thinking.
Yes.
Because our country and our school system is very good. I mean, extremely good at robbing us of our genius and killing our ability to think critically. If you can't think critically, you certainly can't think strategically. So what is your process for helping to undo some of that damage, unlearn so we can relearn the ability to think critically and strategically?
Okay. So the first thing is being able to practice gratitude. Believe it or not, practicing gratitude in the smallest things. And what that does is it helps to propel you into thinking critically and understanding that, okay, if there's something that I want, I'm connecting the things that I'm grateful for to my why. That makes sense. So you have individuals that want to do so many things and want to be so many, fall into a certain status, but it's not aligned with a fruitful why.
Come on, bro.
So what they're doing is they're pouring. I'm gonna grab something. Check it out. What they're doing is they're pouring water in a plastic plant. You dig? So your water is your love, your energy, your money, your attention, your time, but into something or someone that's not real. It look real, it's there for decoration. So the thing is that you have to think critically by saying, all right, am I doing this for that, or am I doing this for me? Am I doing this to learn and grow, or am I doing this for the yell I get and for the feel that I get, or for the external validation that I get? Is this serving my purpose? You see? So anything that we do, either at work, or if you're an entrepreneur, you're working for yourself, you have to attach your why, and your why should be attached to something that you're grateful for. Right? And that's what it is. That's where it starts.
Yeah, I love it, because that is huge. And I think people miss out on that because, again, we are in a society that 95% of the time, they're showing us the 5% of the bad that's wrong with the world.
There you go.
So we assume that the world is 95% bad.
Right.
No, it's 5% bad. They just show it to us 95% of the time.
That's right.
And because of that, we wake up every day and we focus on the 95% bad that's going on in our life, or the 5% bad that's going on in our life, when we got 95% of things to be grateful for, to be happy for. First thing I get up, do every day, Seth, I thank God because I'm alive. I got a beautiful lady that sleeps next to me every night. I roll over and sometimes I have to put my hand on her chest or I feel her leg move. She's alive. Yes, I'm already winning.
That's right.
I look at my phone. I didn't get a call or a text in the middle of the night. So chances are everybody that I love that's really close to me, they're alive too. Otherwise, I would have got that message in the middle of the night. So now I start my day with wins.
That's right.
And a lot of people start their day with losses. Oh man, I woke up today and I still didn't hit my goal or whatever, man. But you're right, that attitude of gratitude is a powerful yet underrated way to really start to build and to grow.
Absolutely.
So
it is.
This project that you put together, the black collar mindset, I like that. Where does that term come from, the black collar mindset?
Okay, well, the black collar, well, first let's go into what a white collar worker is. Okay, white collar is a clerical worker, right? Or a paper or pencil pusher, what people call them, right? And the blue collar worker is the individuals that's more industrial or mechanics and things of that nature. But the black collar worker is the individual that operates in their passion. When you close your eyes, what you see is nothing but your own dreams and your desires. So in order to walk into that, you have to have a certain mindset, right? You have to have a certain mindset to be able to differentiate the things that you have to do versus the things that you want to do so that they can coexist.
Gotcha.
You see? Yeah. And it's about operating like chess, but not checkers. You see? So you have to move strategically in doing things.
Yeah. Right? And I like that, that black collar mindset. And a lot of times I did just this year, at the end of last year, my mentor turned me on to Brendan Bouchard, a great high performance coach. And I had never journaled. I never used a planner in my life. But when I tell you, brother, that this planner asks me just a couple questions every day. What's the 3 most prioritizing tasks that you got to get done? What has to get done? Who do you need to show up for today? And just answering those few questions every morning gives my life so much direction and strategy and game plan that it's amazing that now I can strategize my day before I let my day get away from me, so to speak. So do you have a morning routine that you recommend, or some practical steps that one could do to get into the habit of creating this strategic black collar mindset?
All right. Well, yes. Well, the first thing I do is, to your point, is practicing that gratitude as soon as you wake up, because we are in unprecedented times right now. And there's individuals that are not waking up today. So that's a win. Like you said, just being able to wake up today and not having the COVID or the vid come and take you under and take you over is one piece of it. But it's also important, the first 20 minutes of your day, and what I like to do is listen to something positive or encouraging, right? Because that directs your aura, right, for the day. Right. So what I don't like to do is listen to the news first thing in the morning. Like me and you had a discussion, like, some things happen downtown St. Louis, boom, 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 blah, blah, blah. But it's important that we willfully and purposefully put something positive in our lives first before we give individuals the opportunity to impose their negativity on us. My head hurt, boo, boo, boo. Or somebody's texting you, talking reckless or crazy or questioning whatever it is. So what I do is I like to shut my phone off. Okay, it shuts off at a certain time of night when I want to decompress. But then when I wake up, I have either morning messages or audio books that can come on at a drop of a dime, and that kind of helps me, especially when I want to go work out or go running, whatever the case is. I need that, but again, it's not easy. It's a daily habit, but it's necessary, because to your point, if it's only 5% of negativity in the world, how we internalize it can shape our whole perspective on the day. So I think it's important to put that positivity first.
Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I often say in my financial education side of what I do, if you don't have a plan for your money, everybody else does.
Absolutely.
But the same thing is true for your time. If you don't have a plan for your day, everybody else does. And sometimes we get up and we decompress at night. It's like, man, I didn't get nothing I wanted to do done today, because you didn't plan it to in the first place. And because you didn't plan to, everybody else put you in their plan, and you ripping and running and you doing all of this stuff. It is so easy, brother. When I put this stuff in my planner, I put it in my calendar. And then when somebody asks me to do something, let me check my calendar. Nope, I already got something in there. But if I wake up and ain't nothing in there, the minute somebody called me, I'm such a nice guy, Seth, that somebody calls me and asks me for something. Oh, well, yeah, I can come take you over there. Oh, yeah, I can stop what I'm doing, because there's nothing planned. But when I have that plan, it's so easy to say no. And I want all of y'all to listen, who are listening, to remember this. No is a complete sentence.
It is.
They don't have to be followed by an explanation. It don't no, like you said earlier, Seth, I learned to drop stuff on people and keep it moving.
That's right.
I drop that on people and keep it moving. Can you do this? Yeah, no. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it moving. Right. Because no is a complete sentence. So,
but also with that too, man, you have to be able to know who you're talking to. You get what I'm saying? Because not everybody is going to accept that no for an answer. And sometimes it's individuals that you love. So it's a way to tell people no with love, you see? And so as long as they know that, hey, you know what, you want 100% from me. However, 75% of me is focused on this. So in order for me to give you what you want, I need time to finish what I'm doing right now, because I'm talking to myself now. If I give my time to this individual, I'm not going to be mentally, spiritually, or physically there to give them the best version of me. So it's better for me to compartmentalize what I can do and what I can't do, but be okay with it. You get what I'm saying? Like you're saying no, it's okay. It's all right. Say no, but hey, sometimes you got to say, you know what? Hey, I love you. Can't do it right now. Let me get back to you. Or let me know when's another time to do that. You get But it's very important, because you are your best and your best player, your number one player in your life. You see?
Yeah. And if you're not careful, people will always make their emergency your urgent.
Oh yeah.
And it's an emergency for you, but it ain't urgent for me.
Right.
Right. So Seth, we do this segment called freestyle, bro, because we know you got bars, right? You from the D, where Eminem and those guys are from. So we know you got bars, but when we do freestyle, brother, it's not a hip hop thing. It is, as we're building this media empire that will one day surpass Ted Turner and Walt Disney. We don't always ask the right questions, so we give every guest an opportunity to do what we call freestyle. The conversation may not have evolved to some things that you wanted to share with our audience today. So freestyle is your 2-minute rant on what it is that you are feeling right now that you want to communicate. So we make sure we at least get that from you today, and then we'll let you tell everybody how to get a hold of the book and all that kind of stuff. So on the St. Louis Hustle podcast, this is Freestyle Seth Miller edition.
Okay. So when I start right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we can do it like this. for those of you out there that knows anything about horror films, scary movies, and what they can do to your spirit, think about vampires. There's a couple of things about vampires. A, they have to be invited into your home, number one. And B, you need to protect yourselves from them. So I want you to think about spiritual vampires. What does that mean? Protect your neck. What they're going to do is take your time, your energy, and your purpose away from you. But you have to protect yourself. How? By using discernment. You know when somebody's a fool. Treat that individual like a fool. Not fool them, but don't fool yourself. So you have to protect yourself and protect your home, your environment, and your family, and also your community. By doing that and being cognizant of how you communicate, articulate yourself, and how you discern when moving around spiritual vampires. Not everybody, like I said before, is in you, individuals in your boat is rowing. Some individuals may be silently drilling holes in your boat. It's your responsibility to know who is who. And then my last point is, just because a door is open does not mean it's for you to walk through. Understand that. Take your time, look at the door, and be humble enough to let someone know that this door may be for them and help them do that, because you cannot be who you want to be by just looking out for yourself. And that's my point.
Love it. Love it. That is Freestyle right here on the St. Louis Hustle Podcast, brought to you by Seth Miller and the Black Collar Mindset. Tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, brother. Where can they get the book and the whole 9 yards?
Okay, my pleasure. Well, let's see. You can go to SethTheSpeaker.com. That's where you can find the book, The Black Collar Mindset. It's on Amazon, or you can get them directly from me. You can get a signed autographed copy. I'm also available on the Lion's Den. It's a podcast, the Lion's Den with Seth, and also the Sanity Check, where we talk about all things resilience. And if you don't catch those live, we're available on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. The app is called Lions Pride Network, where it's out with the Lion's Den, the Sanity Check, and other content creators that's pushing out positive messages for individuals that look like us and those that don't. So I'm here.
Love it, love it, love it. Chalet, last words?
I got nothing. This is my last words. Don't sleep with your window open, people. It's a trap. Just don't cut the air on. It ain't worth it. People like, I just told your window open. No, because now I got stuff all up and through here. And just, handle the situation. My pilot spit. I don't never have situation. What you doing, Seth? I've been having great shows. You come on here just wrecking stuff. I was like, oh my God. So that's all I got. But thanks for coming on the show.
No, thank y'all. Thank y'all for the opportunity. And thank y'all, St. Louis. I do appreciate y'all and appreciate you for letting me on and being a part of y'all show, man. This is dope.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your service. My last words is that's exactly what we are doing. And this media play is huge. And I love to hear you say you're creating a space for those who want to wake up with intention and intentionally fill their minds, their bodies, and their spirits with positive, transformative information that can help them grow and develop to the people that they want to be. That's what we need more of in this media space. So make sure we get all of your links to all of the Roku, everything that you got going on, brother, so we can continue to support and push that stuff out, guys. Remember, we talked a lot about children. The good book says, train a child up in the way that they should go. A lot of us think that means train them up in the word of God, train them up in being obedient. But no, it means train them up according to how they are bent. It doesn't mean to unbend them and bend them your way. When you sit back, like Seth said, and watch, you will see which way they are bent. And it's your job to clear a path and encourage them in that so they can keep going in the direction that they are bent. So we are listening to and learning from Mr. Seth, the Speaker Miller, right here on the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. That's it for today's show, guys. Until we talk to you next time, we want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.